How much of a difference can living intentionally really make in your life? For this week's Byte of Judaism, let's take a quick dive into the power of living intentionally. There are countless decisions that each of us makes throughout the course of our day. What to eat, how much to eat, whether to exercise, whether we scroll mindlessly on our phones, or put them away and look into the eyes of someone we truly care about. Watch Netflix, or spend the time learning something. When it comes to deciding what we're going to do with our time, being intentional can completely transform our lives. Every decision we make becomes a part of our journey. Acting without really thinking can take us in directions that we don't really want to go in. Every time we make an intentional decision, considering whether or not something aligns with our values and acting accordingly, we take a measured step towards being the person we want to be and living the life we truly want to live. They say you are what you eat. This week's Torah portion describes the animals that we are allowed to eat. One of the hallmark requirements for an animal to be kosher is that it chews its cud. After it chews its food and swallows it, it brings it back up into its mouth and chews it a second time. This is true for us too. In a sense, chewing things over makes us more kosher. When we rethink and seriously consider whether something is going to take us in a direction we want to be going in, whether it fits with the Creator's guidelines, whether it's going to integrate divinity into our souls and uplift the world, we end up making better decisions, strengthening our souls, and making the world a better place. Living intentionally makes all the difference. Chewing things over leads to better decisions, to uplifting the world, and to making our lives more meaningful and fulfilling. This has been the Bytes of Judaism podcast. Please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure that YouTube will let you know next time I publish a video. If you haven't yet subscribed to the podcast, you can subscribe on all the popular platforms at RabbiGlick.link/podcast. To dedicate a future episode of the podcast, send an email to podcast@RabbiGlick.com.